When we look at Jennie Kim's life, we see luck. You see Chanel outfits, private jets, you see the global it girl. I see a high-performance executive who has survived one of the most brutal, toxic, and competitive industries on the planet, K-pop. And today, we are putting aside the teenage fangirling. We are going to deconstruct Jennie Kim's psyche under the microscope of business and psychology. How is it possible to have that untouchable aura? That unattainable goddess energy that makes luxury brands fight over her? It's not about being pretty. It's about having a mindset of steel. Jennie isn't a coincidence. She is a strategy. And if you didn't have her mental discipline, you would collapse in her shoes in less than 24 hours. Let's analyze the Jennie Kim protocol. Brutal. Unfiltered. Let's be real. Jennie is possibly the most criticized idol of her generation. They called her lazy, the dancing scandal. They dragged her for her relationships. They hate her for having resting bitch face. Any average woman with a weak mindset would have crumbled. She would have deactivated her socials. She would have cried on a live stream begging for forgiveness. What did Jennie do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She kept posting. She kept signing contracts with Calvin Klein and Chanel. She kept performing at Coachella. What you need to learn from the psychology of anti-fragility is that fragile things break with chaos. Robust things withstand chaos. Anti-fragile things benefit from chaos. Jennie understands that in the attention economy, irrelevance is death, not hate. She doesn't defend herself. She doesn't give explanations. In the 48 Laws of Power, which, by the way, you need to read, Law 9 says, win through your actions, never through argument. You let a passive-aggressive comment from a coworker ruin your week. You are fragile. Jennie has millions of people analyzing her every breath, and she keeps cashing checks. Learn to swallow the hate and turn it into fuel. Don't explain. Don't justify. Your silence is your greatest demonstration of power. If you are at the top, the wind blows hard. Get used to it or get off the mountain. People criticize her for looking cold, for not smiling all the time like a doll. You call it arrogance. I call it energy preservation. Having an ice princess face isn't being stuck up. You have to understand that many women, including Jennie, operate on a principle of emotional economics. She doesn't give away her energy for free. She doesn't give her smile to just anyone. When you are a high-value asset, you cannot afford to be accessible to the entire world. Psychologically, this creates the scarcity principle. Because she doesn't smile constantly, when she does, the world stops. Her validation is worth more because it is rare. You, spending your life trying to please everyone, smiling nervously, apologizing for existing, you are devaluing your own time, your worth, and your energy. Stop being so accessible. Stop feeling the pathological need to fill the space with fake laughter to make others comfortable. Keep your face neutral. Hold your frame. Stoicism isn't having no emotions, it's not being a slave to them in public. Jennie masters her emotions to protect her asset, herself. With social media, we see the glamour, but we forget the 6 years of brutal training. The K-pop trainee system is basically the Hunger Games. They weigh you every week. They evaluate you monthly. If you don't improve, you're out. No plan B. Jennie spent her teenage years, the years you spent partying and wasting time, locked in a basement practicing rap, dance, and languages until she bled. This is grit, passion plus perseverance over the long term. You want Jennie's result, the success, the money, with the effort of an amateur. You complain if you have to work a weekend. You quit if your first business doesn't work in 3 months. That shows you don't have real intentions with that goal. Jennie didn't get lucky. Jennie has volume of work. She invested thousands of hours before the world knew her name. You aren't willing to suffer in anonymity. You want the applause before doing the work. And that is why you remain a spectator, and she is the main character. If you aren't willing to sacrifice your immediate comfort for your long-term vision, you don't deserve success. Period. If you are liking this video, hit like and subscribe and leave a comment. It helps me reach more women who want to level up. Today, Jennie is known as the human Chanel. Do you think that's just because the brand picked her? No. It's because she embodied those values before she had the contract. This is the halo effect. People assume you are confident, successful, and valuable based on how you present yourself. Jennie doesn't leave her house looking like a disaster. She curates her image with military precision. She understands that she is the product. Many of you say, it's the inside that counts. In the real world of business, packaging sells. If you treat yourself like a discount brand, dirty clothes, slouching posture, talking trash about yourself, the world will treat you like a discount brand. Jennie treats herself like haute couture. She demands excellence in her aesthetic, her performance, and her environment. We know neither you nor I are Jennie, but be aware, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't put in effort, you get nothing. It's that simple. Raise your standards. You don't need designer clothes to have class. You need impeccable hygiene, clothes that fit, and an attitude that says you are worth millions. Dress for the life you want, not the life you have. Jennie dressed like a star before she was one. You are still dressing like a tired employee. There is a difference between Jennie Kim, the person, and Jennie, the idol. She is an expert in compartmentalization. On stage, she is fierce, untouchable, sexy, badass. Off stage, she can be shy, sweet, and quiet. The mistake many women make is mixing everything. They let their personal insecurities affect their work. I can't sell today because I fought with my boyfriend. I can't lead this meeting because I feel ugly. Nobody cares. Jennie has had to go on stage with panic attacks, she admitted it, with physical injuries, and with a broken heart. And when the lights turn on, she executes. No matter what, no matter who hurt her. That is called radical professionalism. Have an alter ego. When it is time to work, your feelings stay at the door. You are a mercenary for your goals. You must learn to separate. Your emotional self and your executive self cannot drive the car at the same time. When you enter work/business/growth mode, your personal emotions are irrelevant. Execute your steps, even if your soul hurts. That is what the greats do. Conclusion. You have to understand that Jennie from Blackpink isn't a lucky pretty girl. She is a strategist. She is a master of emotional discipline and brand management. You envy her because you think her life is easy. Her life is a constant pressure cooker. And she's smiling or not keeps winning. If you want that level of success, you have to adopt that level of strategic coldness. Stop crying over hate. Stop seeking cheap validation. Work in the dark until you are undeniable. Present yourself like a queen, not a peasant.